We got the vibe, we got the flow. Jeff Foxx taking you behind the mic, keeping you in the know. Where the real stories are told, where the truth and the soul unfold. Now you know. It's the Jeff Foxx Show. Behind the Mic podcast.
Hey everybody, this is Leela James, and you're listening to the Jeff Foxx Show Behind the Mic podcast.
All right, now, today on the Jeff Foxx Show Behind the Mic podcast, we're talking to one of the most powerful voices, the most dynamic voices in music, the incredible Leela James. Now, she's going to join me to talk about her journey, her growth, her passion behind her music. You see, the way I feel about it, Leela, I'm glad you're here with me. I think you're a national treasure. I really do. I think you're a force to be reckoned with.
Don't make me cry.
You are. I've been with you the whole time.
I know, but I don't want to cry right now.
Well, it's the truth. I think your story needs to be told and then retold, because every time I talk to you, I learn something different, and I always feel good when I walk away. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the great Leela James. Hello there, Leela. Hello.
Hey, man. How you doing? You trying to pull the Hallmark tears out today.
Right on time. Man, that thing was a movie, Leela. It was a movie.
Yeah, it really was.
I love that video.
I mean, we got over 5 million views right now, so people love it. It's a classic. I think it has taken a life of its own. I released it, and it just took off. The viewership is still extremely high on it. It's over 5 million views, and, I'm just so grateful, that I still have the support almost 20-plus years into this game. And, as an independent artist doing it, to your point, I obviously have a story. Some people know, many probably still don't know, and the fact that, I have people that continue to ride with me throughout my journey in this musical escapade, if you will. I'm just blessed and grateful.
I think you'll be a great actress.
I think I would, too. I absolutely would. I sure would.
Is that next?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have done some acting in the past, but I focus more clearly on my music over the years. That's where my passion is. But I was in theater when I was in school and high school and all that kind of stuff. And so it was one of those things that I felt like I could do all around entertainment.
Right.
When we were teenagers and younger, we heard of the schools like Fame. So it was like you had to be able to dance, act, and sing.
Mm-hmm.
So I dabbled in all of it, but my passion, and my strength was definitely, singing.
Like you say, that next chapter, that might be the big silver screen, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the last time we talked, you were in a certain space creatively. So tell me, what has changed for the most part as an artist and as a woman since the last time we talked? What's going on in those spaces?
I mean, I think that, you're constantly growing. Obviously we get older every day. And so there's nothing different as it pertains to your artistry, and you evolve. The idea is you should grow. I would just say for me, where I am now and with this current project is just extremely comfortable in my skin. It may be too brutally honest, but I just feel like it's okay. That's the title of my latest project, To Be Honest. And I'm in that space of kind of sharing a little bit of my vulnerability in my story. As much as it can be bad, it can be good too. And then there's place and space for sometimes forgiveness. That's where I'm dabbling now, just, being comfortable and finding peace, enjoying that space. Also, sometimes just being happy with saying middle finger to you.
It gets that way sometimes, right?
Yeah, when you reach a certain age, it's like you've been through certain things. After a while, you're like, man, please.
You're right. I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Yeah. We talked about you've been in the business for quite some time, What is something that you understand about the music business now that you didn't understand when you first started? What do you understand differently?
You know what? I understand it ain't got to do.
That's okay, girl. Say what you got to say.
It don't have nothing to do with music. It
wow.
really has very little to do with music.
So what do you mean by that? Tell me what you mean by that.
Well, I mean, I feel like, you go into it, especially when I was younger, some 20 plus years ago. I was like, I can sing. I knew I was talented. So I was like probably so many other artists thinking that that's all you need is your talent and, your ability to sing and do whatever, just be an artist. But it's so much more to the industry. There's the business, and then there's the relationships, there's the politics, there's this, and then there's that. And half of that has nothing to do with your talent and your music. So I think that's what I've learned over the years. It's like you can have all the goods that you need as far as being an artist of talent, but all those other things also have to be in place too. And they also are more part of the music industry than the music.
Did you ever reach a point where you just feel like I'm throwing up my hands? I'm tired of this.
Oh, yes. Several times.
Did you?
I probably do that with every project. But some 9 albums later, the people around me, the dearest, I should say, folks around me will never let me do that.
Right.
I say that with every project.
Right.
I'll be like, the hell with this bug.
When you step into a studio today, how is your approach different than it was like 5 years ago in the studio?
Again, I think in the studio, we have a rhythm. I've been, 9, 10 projects in, and I've been really recording and being around music since I was a teenager. I was first introduced to the studio aspect. I was like 16, 17. So, I'm 10 years old now, and it's just like riding a bike, if you will. Once you go in and you kind of have an idea what it is, what you feel, what works best for you, you catch a rhythm. You either got it or you don't in that studio session. I don't waste a lot of time, in the studio. If I'm feeling it, then I'll be banging it out. Otherwise, I'll catch y'all later. I'm finna go sleep.
You're an instrument. Your voice is an instrument. It has a lot of power, has a lot of soul. How do you take care of your instrument physically and mentally? Because, a lot of folks lose their voice. They sing wrong or whatever. How do you keep Leela James together vocally?
Well, I think without even realizing that I was doing it over the years, I really didn't partake in too many medicinal activities over the years. Now, I'm not estranged to it, but I'm just saying I didn't really take too much into it.
Right.
Where I abused anything, and I try to give myself vocal rest when I'm not singing. I don't do a whole lot of extra jibber jabbing.
You don't talk a lot anyway. You seem like a quiet person.
I'm not necessarily a quiet person. I just don't talk when I don't feel like talking and I don't have nothing to say. Or I'm not going to waste my breath on some bull. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I talk when I need to talk, but I'm not going to give nothing or nobody a whole lot of energy if I feel like they don't deserve it.
Right.
Then I just don't talk. I try to do my due diligence of drinking my warm teas and things of that sort when I have my shows, and just again try to rest vocally, and then I pace myself. And I think I've learned over the years your diet has a lot to do with your vocal cords and all of that. And I learned that just from touring and being on the road and losing my voice a couple of times and finding out like, okay, you don't really need to be eating dairy.
Okay.
You just learn things, and I think everybody's instrument is different, clearly, and I do what works for me.
You do what works
because I know people that smoke several packs of cigarettes and everything else, and they still sound amazing. So I don't know. Go ahead.
They still sound good. Smoking and drinking and getting down, right? But you ain't doing that. I hear you.
Yeah. Nah, I ain't saying I ain't doing it. I'm just saying I don't abuse it.
Right? I do a little bit. I just don't abuse it. I ain't
I'm
saying
just being honest.
You got to get it in sometime. It is what it is.
I'm from Cali.
That's right.
I am from Cali.
That's
born and
right.
raised.
That's right. Born and raised, baby. So I got to keep it real. That's all right. You seem like a lot of fun to be around. You got a loyal fan base. You really do.
I love y'all, man.
Yeah.
I love my fans.
You love your fans?
I'm not as loyal to them because they, like you said, they loyal. They've been riding with me from day one, and ain't nobody ever wavered. I have the best. I have the best supporters from the ground up. Like, this is from the the roots. I always tell people, I brag about my 300-something followers on IG. I'm like, these is real people. These ain't bots.
Right. These are real people, baby.
These are people that, like, been rocking with me from the beginning. I appreciate my folks, my fans, if you want to call them that, whatever. I just love the village of people that been riding with me I've been, since 2005. So,
wow.
And before, actually, but the first project came out at that time. But I'm just really grateful for the support, and that's why I try to, go as hard as I possibly can when I perform, do my shows, and deliver my projects. I do it for the people, Now, at this point, I do it for them.
I hear you.
You're listening to the 660 Extended Clip Podcast, hosted by the GOAT of the game, Hip Hop Gamer. I'm bringing you the fifth element of hip hop. We're merging gaming culture and entertainment with interviews from the culture's biggest stars and breaking news stories that you got to hear.
What we do for these families isn't just slapping paint, giving them a kitchen. They feel the love from the community that showed up. First off, the community shows up. We do this big reveal, where they get to walk up to the house and the whole community's there. And they're shocked that so many of their neighbors want to say thank you the way they do. And that's what we've got to start doing.
So tap in and hit that subscribe button and start listening to the 660 Extended Clip on all your favorite streaming podcast platforms today. And remember, character is your currency. Tune in. Peace.
What's the craziest thing a fan did that had you laughing so hard?
Sometimes they go up in these shows, man. Like one time somebody came to the show and in between the song, they just kept calling out songs. And
right.
I was like, let me do my set. I'm going to get to that. And they kept calling. He was like, no, you got to. And I was like, man, so at a certain point, me and the band had to figure out how to do the song.
He kept calling out songs.
Yeah, it wasn't a part of the original set, and it was something I hadn't performed in so long. So we up there, we're like, what's my own lyrics? Tell me how my song goes. And it was funny because the crowd in the band, they really started singing it back and teaching me and the band my own song right back to me. And it was just so cute. Yeah, it was just dope.
That's really interactive with your audience there. That's fun.
Yeah, like that's how you know they know. Because I'm like, that wasn't released as a single.
I always wondered that, Leela.
Yeah.
All the music you've made, how do you remember all that music? And then when folks call it out to you, you kind of forgot that tune, right?
Yeah, no, it'll come, once I hear it, it started trickling down. But, some stuff, you got so many songs. You can't keep up with everything. I'm like, oh, shoot, I did. I forgot about that one myself.
That's all right. That's
so
great.
It was these funny moments like that. That is just classic.
Having a band on stage and you guys could just audible and change directions, and the audience really loves that, don't they? That is really nice. So tell me, what inspires you these days outside of music, family? What really inspires you outside of that?
Maintaining my sanity.
Okay.
In this current climate, my music, it's been ministry to so many other people for so many years. Now it's ministry to me. It's my therapy. I'm finding as I continue to grow and evolve and get older, and even just, again, functioning in our current society, like the music is therapy for me. Like it takes me away from, certain things that I feel like, oh my gosh, especially if you turn on the television these days, you're like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely motivation because you have to decompress, detach yourself from some of this stuff, or it'll drive you
down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, wow, I'm glad I got some music to work on and listen to.
Keeps you focused on what you're doing, right? They got to get away from it all, and your music helps people get away from it all. So you got a lot of responsibility in your artistry. Do you feel that responsibility?
I do. I've always felt that. I've always felt that responsibility. I think it intensified again over the years, but I've always felt this sense of responsibility to my people, the listeners, and that's why I've tried to manage and hold myself in a certain regard in terms of how I am as an artist and how I am the type of music that I've delivered over the years.
Absolutely. Last time we talked, you talked about your kids. You said they getting bigger now. They got a little bit more mouth on them. Tell me about your kids. What's up with your kids and how they doing?
They're great. They're continuing to grow and continuing to test my, authority at times.
They tested my authority.
Yeah, you know how kids.
What do you have? Boys, girls? What you got?
I got boys and girls.
Okay, all right. And they tested you every day, huh?
They don't believe I'm from South Central LA, so I be having to remind.
Mama gotta let them know the hood is talking here. I hear you.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. When it all gets down to it, all the stuff is about what you do with that house with those kids, right?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. If a young artist came up to you today to ask you advice about longevity in the music industry, especially these days, everything is so different, what would you tell them? Would you tell them, don't do it?
I'm not going to tell nobody not to do it. I think it's a different industry today, obviously, than it was when I entered. And I feel like it continues to change. I only have advice for the current industry. And I feel like the current industry is like the Wild Wild West.
No.
So I would just say go for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I said this earlier, at this point, there's no real structure and rules to this thing. I mean, everything seems to be all over the place with dreaming and this, that, and the third. So just do you, but be true to who you are as an artist always, and just be authentically yourself, and, let the chips fall where they may.
As you look ahead, what excites you about this next chapter in your career? What excites you the most?
I still get excited with the new generation of listeners that I'm developing.
Okay.
When you look out in the audience or at your shows or something and you see a whole new set of faces that, not from your age group, so to speak, that's rocking with you.
Into you, rocking with you.
Yeah, that's like, dang. And then it just kind of puts you in a space of reality of like, I didn't realize how long I had been doing this, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful because you got just a whole new set of listeners that's going to take it to the next level.
That's great.
And they continue to pass it on. So it's like, the legacy has begun.
That's right. Tell me about this new tour.
I'm excited, to be honest. I hope you come to one of the shows and tell everybody else too. I am hitting the road in March, several different cities. I'm excited. We're going to be doing songs from the latest project, to be honest. I'll do some throwbacks too from some of the other projects.
Good.
Just have a good time. With my shows, I like to make people feel good. I like to feel good, and that's all it is. Good singing show. If you really know me, my filter ain't the best, but that's what makes it so dope.
You're re-energized for this new tour. How long do you wait between tours? Like you say, you pace yourself because you're about to get back out there and get on that road, and sometimes you got to travel overseas. You got to go. It's go time. You ready?
I'm trying to be. I mean, I just pace myself as best as I can. To be honest, I ain't never really stopped. I don't have a whole lot of breaks. I haven't really taken a lot of breaks in between. I get it while the getting is good. So I would say a few months, but not too long.
Okay. Do you love it? You love the road, don't you?
I do. It just depends.
Okay.
Sometimes it depends on the season and, what's going on.
When those lights go on and the audience is there, they know what to expect for a Leela James show. It's not a game, right?
Nah, not at all.
I love it. I love it. Hey, Leela, let's do the rapid fire real quick. First thing that comes to your mind, all right?
Oh, Lord, okay.
Okay, here we go. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Tea, that's your thing. Yeah, I heard you tell me that. Tea, love that tea. Heels or sneakers?
Sneakers.
You like those sneakers, right? You're ex-track star, right?
Yes. I was always into the sneakers. You have a couple kids, them feet change.
The feet change, but you can't
the heels don't fit the same.
I don't get them kids, them feet change. You got to get those sneakers. They move fast. You got to move fast, too. I hear you. I love that. One word that describes your voice.
My voice, strong.
You're strong. Love it. Favorite city to perform in and why?
Favorite city to perform in and why? Amsterdam.
Right. You told me that the folks overseas love you. Why Amsterdam?
Amsterdam. Why Amsterdam? Because the energy is usually through the roof. The people don't mind letting loose and letting you know how much they appreciate you and love you, and they know all the songs. It's always mind-boggling that they know your music you know. They may not even speak English, but then they know your songs, and it's just an interesting energy. It's different from other places.
Gotcha. Studio perfection or first take magic?
First take magic.
Okay, in and out. If it's good, leave it like it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
If your life were a movie, what would the title of the movie be?
If my life were a movie, I would say, did you see that ish? Can you believe that? I would have one of them black exploitation type.
You got a black exploitation movie. Leela, you're such a pleasure to talk to. Every time we get a chance to catch up, it's always a lot of fun. Good luck on the new tour. We're going to see you on the road. We keep playing all the music. We love everything you drop. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, man. Thank you, too. I'll see y'all out there on the road. Tell everybody to come.
I sure will. And thank you so much for checking out this episode of the Jeff Foxx Show Behind the Mic podcast, a conversation with Leela James. And remember, you can also check out the nationally syndicated Jeff Foxx radio show, bringing you the best in music, culture, and conversation every day. You can also stream us online. Just look for the Jeff Foxx Show affiliates and pick your station. You guys take care. We'll talk to you next time.
We got the vibe, we got the flow. Jeff Foxx taking you behind the mic, keeping you in the know. Where the real stories are told, where the truth and the soul unfold. Now you know it's the Jeff Foxx Show Behind the Mic podcast.
That's right, you're listening to Young Jock in the Streets Morning Takeover, now available as a podcast, hosted by me, Young Jock, your favorite cousin, and Miss Shanika, plus Shawty, as we dive into a world of engaging segments like the Date Dilemma.
So you like a guy from the rougher side of the tracks, like you want a thug.
Yeah, you get me, yeah.
So what you like for a say, come here?
That do sound good.
That was, Lord, did you hear though? No, did you hear?
Lord, trip.
Really? That's what you like?
I mean, every once in a while, they don't be meaning it.
Jared with a G, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Call her a she might like you a little better.
Okay, let me see here. Well, take your ass back to the hemp.
That sounds pretty natural.
You tried. It still sound like Jared with the G, but...
Hell no. Don't miss out on the fun and the entertainment with your favorite cousin, me, Young Jock. Tune in to Young Jock in the Streets Morning Takeover, available now on your favorite podcast platform.